Well, hello, welcome back to the live stream. My name is Freepy and today I want to show you Battle for Azeroth, the new expansion for World of Warcraft. I've been playing this since launch, and if you were wondering where my streams went, I basically had a holiday in Italy for about 2 weeks and then I had a BFA launch to deal with, so there was literally no time to stream. But I would like to pick it up again. So I thought, well, why not just, play a bit through BFA and talk about my opinions and stuff. Because I've been playing the expansion almost every day for about 6 hours a day, maybe more. I've done all the dungeons, all the mythics, everything there's to do in the expansion I've done. So let's just have a little chat, shall we? I do apologize for the frame rate on this because I'm not quite sure what the expansion has done internally in relation to graphics and graphic drivers, but for some reason the driver in my computer doesn't really like the new way WoW handles things. So I can't really get my FPS high enough to get it to 30, which makes streaming perhaps a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not quite sure. I do apologize. So in the bottom right you can see my frame rate. I use Elf UI, so my UI is a little bit different than you may be used to seeing. So I will probably, looking at the FPS meter right now, I think we will be hovering around 20 FPS, which is about the best I can do for now. So yeah, I do apologize. So let's just start with this. You wouldn't believe it, but BFA has a command table, i.e. the garrison mission table, i.e. the Legion class overhaul campaign table thing, whatever. Oh god, it's been revamped, okay? So it takes a really long time to get missions done. Also, you don't really get that many champions, there are not that many missions, so this is really almost an optional thing in the grand scheme of things. But the weird thing is, well, I got reputation there. I mainly use this to farm reputation. So you can see here, there's a money reward. This is reputation. And this is artifact power, because there is an artifact, again, this expansion, as you may know. So let's just do this real quick. So you have 5 followers maximum, which you can level up to purple quality. Only Lillian Voss is the only follower that I don't have at purple quality yet. And you can give them equipment, which is the same as in Legion but less expensive, it feels like. Because this is basically, this platinum whetstone is the best thing you can buy or make. I think blacksmiths make it, but it's quite expensive, so wouldn't advise you to buy it right now. It's like 25k in the auction hall on Daggerspine. Oh, what I don't get about this is that it seems tacked on. So, I mean, I've bought 5 of these, so all of my champions now have this. And this guy, for some reason, can have 2. I have no clue why. I will be giving him something later on. And now they all have a plus 10% success chance on every mission, which is great. But I don't understand why it's in the game at all. Anyway, let's just, I don't know. I would like to get this bonus reputation as well. Maybe, how many do I need? There are 3 missions with reputation, so That's great. Yeah, fine. And this. So this is a complaint, right? This mission is a stealth mission. So if you tag troops on like this, it reduces the success chance. But people don't notice this. It's also really weird because the second mob here has a thing that can be countered by troops, which is useless because you can't tag troops on to this mission. So the best I can do here is get a 100% chance, even though I would like to go over. I don't understand why that is a thing. Do I have any champions left? No. Okay, fine. This is fine. And poor old Garona Halvorken is now the recruit person. Recruits troops. Yep, that's what she does. There's also a... what's this again? Like a research system with Atric. So he does this, where you can get research rolling with him. So for example, I have 2 extra troops, and I would like to actually research that. This will make me move faster after having used a flight path. So this character is fully leveled. This character is level 120. There's all the champions, all the things are done. There's basically nothing else left to do. Other than the end game. The end game of this expansion is world quests and mythic dungeons. At this point, I should stress. Because, strangely enough, there are like war fronts in the game, but that's a thing you can't do until the first week of September, I believe. So all the content there is for endgame right now is only mythic dungeons, world quests, and this island expeditions, which you may have heard of. It's like a thing where you can gather Azeroth from an island, and if you're faster than the opposite faction, then you get a reward, which isn't that great, but if you do the weekly quest, it's quite alright. Oh, that's the new mount. This is a 5 million mount, I believe, and it has an auction hall on it. Pretty cool. So I was just reading chat for a moment, sorry. I'm part of a guild. I got mass invited into this. If I didn't say already, I'm on the Dagger Spine server, which is a horde server. It used to be a PvP server, but PvP is now revamped, so it doesn't really work that way anymore. There are no PvP servers left. PvP is now a system which you can opt in and out of in your capital city. So for the Horde it's Orgrimmar, and for the Alliance it's Stormwind. And in Orgrimmar you can turn this button on, which will make sure that you get into server shards with other people who have opted in. And you then can expect to sometimes find people of the opposite faction, which will probably want to kill you. And you get 10% bonus rewards for any world quest such as this. But I can't be bothered. It's probably not ideal to do this, but I opted out of it and I don't really want to... Hello? I scared a baby Murloc. I'm so sorry. Hello? I like baby Murlocs. Look at that guy. So please let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet. I have tried to fiddle with the audio somewhat, but I can imagine... Oops. Button. I can imagine it being a bit loud during combat or something. Just let me know. So this is the ordinary world quest, which you may be familiar with. It's basically just kill a load of random crap. Apparently scare baby murlocs, which is just the most horrible thing to do ever. And this bar on the right fills up, and then you get your reward, which is a small Azeroth cluster, which automatically converts into artifact power, which I should talk about, I guess. So this is me. When I said I've done everything there's to do, I meant it. I have an item level of 343. The absolute maximum item level you can get at this time is 350. That would require you to get mythic gear, which is also Titan Forged, which is very unlikely to get. So 343 on average is pretty good. I have some pieces. This is 350 for example. So this is a Titan Forged thing. But most of my gear is 340. Either way, you get, at the very start of this expansion, the Heart of Azeroth, which replaces the artifact system from Legion. So we've retired our old artifact weapons. My artifact weapon as a warlock was the Scepter of Sagaris. It feels so weird to ditch that for an average staff in this expansion. I mean, the freaking Scepter of Sagaris, the most powerful staff there's in the whole World of Warcraft, and I ditch it for some average looking Zandalari stick, basically. Really weird. Oh dear. I feel like I'm ranting. Oh well. Let's see, what was I? Yeah, so this levels, and it's currently, for me, it's currently level 18. I'm pretty sure I should be around level 18 at this point. My experience bar for it is this whitey color. I'm 80% of the way towards level 19. I need 4,334 more artifact power. And this world quests give me... This singular one gives me 173 artifact power. So it's basically a thing that you just need to do, and then you get artifact power and you level your thing, and it goes from powerful. And when it levels up, it gains 2 extra item levels. So if I were to get level 90 today, which is pretty likely, then I'm going to get it to 346 item level, which increases the stats very slightly. Also, it unlocks traits on my artifact gear. So this is also a new thing. You can get artifact gear, which has basic stats, but also artifact powers. And if you get mythic Azeroth gear, which I do. No, this cannot Titan Forge. So this is the best you can get at this point. You get 4 traits. And it says at what level I unlock it. So the bottom one here says that I unlock it at level 25. So my Heart of Azeroth needs to be level 25 to unlock that trait. At this point in time, like the second week of the expansion, getting level 25 is absolutely insane. You need so much artifact power for that. I haven't done the math, but I would expect it to be 50,000 artifact power. When a regular world quest gives you about 100-200 artifact power, you can imagine how much 50,000 is. And that's only for one level. Level 24 to level 25. That's my estimate, okay? I'm making numbers up. But the amount you need increases exponentially is what I'm trying to say. So this level requires 22,000 artifact power, which is a lot. I think this is the 3rd day for me being level 18. which is the longest I've been on one level for my Heart of Azeroth. And I would expect getting level 20 will take me about a week. And it will require 25,000 AP, something along those lines. It's pretty bad. It's pretty weird that some traits are locked behind the Heart of Azeroth, but I understand that the development choice that Blizzard has made is that you can basically keep developing your character even though you're max level. So basically this is a second experience bar, and I get cool stuff every so often. So at level 19 I'm going to get the second trait on my shoulder pads, apparently. So yeah, that's the thing. Do I look forward to getting level 19? No. I honestly don't care. But I do need it because I've opted into raiding for this guild. So I'm going to raid with this character. Which means I need to be level... What was it the raid leader said? I think it was about level 25 or so. So I need to be level 25 Heart of Azeroth to be able to raid with those guys. So yeah, I'm stuck here doing these world quests for now. Also, world quests give reputation with the relevant factions, which is a good thing. You do need that to progress. I'll show you some vendors later on, I guess. What am I doing right now? I'm just going through the motions, guys. Literally, this is all I do every day. I just go around and I complete all the world quests, and I just do this, and I kill the boss. And I'm hella overpowered, so this really isn't very challenging. That's actually a good topic to talk about. So, how challenging content is was pretty surprising to me, this expansion. Level scaling is a thing, which meant that you could do every zone basically. So as a horde you land on Zandalar, which is not loading in. You land on Zandalar, there are 3 zones, you could pick any of these 3 and you can start with that. And then you can do another one, and then you can do the 3rd one. That's pretty good. But there's weird power glitches almost when you're leveling up. So what's happening to many people is that they reach level 116. I had the problem at 116, that's where the problem started. And I had Legion legendaries. I don't have any in my inventory right now, but Legion legendaries are very overpowered. So in addition to ditching your artifact weapon at level 110 at the very start of the expansion, you're also going to ditch your Legion legendaries at 116 because they lose their powers at 116, which basically makes you less powerful. And then when you, let's say you reach 119, you should be rather powerful, but actually, compared to the world, you're average. And at 120, when you're just dinging 120, you're going to be less powerful compared to the world than you were at level 119. But what that meant was, I was doing Vol'dun at the time, and I dinged, and I reached level 120. I was pretty happy about myself. I think that was like 2 days after launch. But everything stopped me all of a sudden. So whereas now, being of really high item level, I can just pull groups and kill groups of mobs. It's no problem at all. Back then, I could at most pull 2 mobs. So it gave a really weird feeling where I had the idea that as I was leveling... Oh dear, what's going on?
A powerful enemy at this location has proven problematic for our forces.
As I was leveling up, it felt as if I was growing less powerful. Which is not a very good place for an MMO to be, I think. Other than that, I should add to this point. It does sort of make sense that you are not very powerful at 120. Because you are expected to level up your item level. Your average item level should increase as your max level. And that should make you more powerful than the world is. So there needs to be the progression you're trying to get at max level is different compared to when you're leveling. When you're leveling, you expect to you grow more powerful very slowly, and when you're max level, you expect to be very powerful compared to the world. I am at this point right now where I am very powerful compared to the world, but when I was just 120, I didn't. And that's good, I think. Getting item level increases. When I dinged 120, I was like item level 285-ish. That was a bad place to be. But every time I got new gear and increased my item level ever so slightly towards 300 and over, I knew that I was getting a lot more powerful then. 5 item levels is with the item level squish is pretty significant. So I was pretty happy with that. And it was that part was an okay experience, though I think I was too squishy at 120. I think they tuned it a little bit too much for people who've just dinged 120. That's all I have to say on that. Scaling is alright in every other aspect. So I've also heard rumors, which have proven to be true, that when you're increasing your item level, the world actually still scales up with you. But oh, this is the wrong way. Apparently you do grow more powerful. You out-powerful the zone, as it were. Anyway. So yeah. What else is there? So I'm now going to do a world quest that is connected to the theme of this expansion, which is Azeroth being wounded and the blood of the planet popping up everywhere, which is called Azeroth. And Azeroth is very powerful. And we've been given the Heart of Azeroth by Magni Bronzebeard, who is sort of the protector of the planet, in order to collect the Azeroth into our Heart of Azeroth.
Use the Heart of Azeroth to end them.
And then we can heal the planet, basically. That's the idea. But there are mobs, for instance, that want to use the Azeroth for their own gains. Because you can make weapons with this. So something that's interesting, which I hadn't considered starting this expansion. There are Mogu in Zandalar and Cultras. If you look on a world map, which I will in a moment. Zandalar is actually pretty close to Pandaria, so the idea that Mogu would travel from Pandaria to Zandalar is actually... it makes sense. which was a nice surprise for me. I have played Mists of Pandaria in the past, and it was okay. I certainly look back on it more fondly now that Warlords of Draenor has been a thing after that. So yeah, so you heal these wounds and you actually gain some artifact power for doing this as well. I mean, 13 artifact power is completely useless. This is insignificant as fuck, seeing as I need 22,000. Every little helps. I do not want to fight this Titan. No! Void Walker! Well, you're on your own, Void Walker. Have fun. He's getting hammered.
You did well, champion.
Okay,
I feel Azeroth
so there's
recovery
one world quest left here.
thanks to you.
I need to get out of here somehow. So, as you can see, this zone, the zone of Zandalar, Zuldasar I should say, this is Zuldasar, has a pretty nice jungly aesthetic, which I do enjoy. It's a pretty nice place to be. I completely lost my train of thought concerning Azeroth and the Heart of Azeroth. Like the lore thing. Oh, but I something I do want to get off my shoulders, basically. One complaint I do have with this expansion is that it's pretty weird with the pre-patch and storyline that was set in that concerning the burning of Teldrassil and the evacuation of Undercity. The Teldrassil has been burnt, and the Undercity has been blighted so badly that it's uninhabitable at this point. Which basically means that the Alliance control the entire Eastern Kingdoms and the Horde controls Kalimdor. But those events that preceded the expansion's launch are so different from what is happening while you're leveling in the expansion itself. I mean, I'm just questing around in Zuldasar and, you know, helping trolls get stuff done. I don't know, whatever you do when you're questing. I don't really read quest text, I must admit. But basically the theme was that we need to secure new allies in order to fight this war against the Alliance, from my perspective. And I think we did. I mean, the Zandalar trolls are probably the new Horde allied race. So yeah, I've done that. But where's the war? I don't see any war, says the person who is war mode off. But really, is war mode, is this war mode thing? Is this all there is? I wonder. Well, maybe not. Maybe there will be a patch of some kind which will give it a little bit more oomph in the war direction. Also, war fronts, which aren't out, will be out in 2 weeks. Will probably help with this sense. But I've heard conflicting reports about how good that is. So this is a world quest I need to do memory, guys. Don't know if you've ever heard of this. This is a game where I need to match 2 shells. And then you remove the shells. Shit, that was the wrong one. My memory is that great. Oh dear. Oh, it was this one. Oh, I'm fucking this up. You get unlimited time and to complete this, so it doesn't really matter. This is such a weird world quest. This is the faction that is connected to this are the Tortolan. That was just a turtle talking casually there, if you didn't notice. Talking about doing memory. I'll show him. Or her. It. Whatever this is. Hello. A Tortolan. I must say, as they are new to World of Warcraft, they're a new race. I don't think they're gonna be an allied race, but as a race, they are pretty cool. I really like their way of talking, and they're basically just really old people, so they don't really care what you think of them. Which is pretty funny sometimes. But the weird thing is that the execution of their factions world quests is just garbage. To be honest. A memory game, really. And I probably will do, I'm just, while I'm talking, I'm just going around and doing all of these world quests. So you'll probably see a few more of those for total world quests. And you will see what I'm talking about concerning world quest quality, as if there was any. World quests for Tortolan are really, really bad. So we're done with Zaldazar, so now we're going to go to Nasmir. There are 2 world quests here, this one here. Let's go here. So people in my guild chat are talking about auctional prices. Apparently something weird is going on. This is early expansion day, so the auctional is always going to be weird at this point. I think I should be talking about the dungeons this expansion. I've done all of the dungeons. Some of them a little bit less than others. So there are 8 regular dungeons, and there are 2 dungeons that you need to complete certain achievements for. So there's King's Rest on the Horde side, for which you need to complete all of the quests, the main quest lines as a Horde, or you need to have 7.5k rep into Honored as with the 7th Legion as Alliance. Once you've done that, you will not be notified in any way, shape or form, but you can enter the dungeon, which is basically just a bonus dungeon, and it's mythic only. And then the 10th dungeon is Siege of Borealis, which is the other way around. So the Horde needs 7.5k rep into Honored with the Honor bound, and the Alliance needs to have completed their main quest line, and it's in Kulturas. Yeah, so those are the 10 dungeons. I've done 9 out of 10 the first week, and I've done all 10 this week. I'm locked out for all of them, as you can see here. Until Wednesday I'm locked out for all of them. So I would say I have as much experience doing these dungeons as you can get at this point. Though I haven't been playing the alpha or the beta of this expansion. I should say that the dungeons are solid. Some bosses are more fun than others, some dungeons have more trash than others. I've heard the complaint that dungeons have a lot of trash. I'm not quite sure if that's true. Might be. I need to do a pet battle here. So I need this, and this. This guy's pretty annoying because he heals up to full when he kills a pet. So you need to deal as much damage to him as you can without dying. So Dark Mutonk is a very good candidate for this kind of stuff. Because it's a mechanical pet. So it doesn't actually die when its life goes to 0. I need 800 damage. Oh dear, this might be tight. Might be very tight. Shit. Okay, never mind. Let's see about that. I think I might wanna switch my pets around. Is that enough? Maybe this one first. I think this Direhorn Runt is one of my favorite pets. If it's faster than the opponent, this skill has a 50% chance to stun. And when you do this skill, it tramples the target for 140 beast damage plus 10% of the health. So with this amount of health, the 10% is a lot, basically. He could just kill this guy on his own. Well, he might. I'm not gonna risk it, obviously. I'm done with you. I've other world quests to get to. Blood Tusk, get out. A really cool model, by the way. Apparently there's a pet. There's also a mount with this model. So I would like to get those at some point. So this world quest system is basically just copied over from Legion. It even has the emissaries. So I need to complete 4 quests for the Horde called Ras in order to get this emissary cache. If you were wondering, my aim for this stream is basically to just talk about BFA a little and do some world quests while I'm doing them, while I'm talking. And that'll be all.
And thin out their numbers before they can spread.
I don't know this world quest. Alright. So do I need to... That didn't work. Okay. Hello.
I don't like this place.
So this is what I need to do? Yeah. Okay. This is, for some reason, this is a world quest I haven't done before. And I thought I had done them all at this point. I was talking about dungeons. So, dungeons are pretty solid, this expansion. I'm pretty happy with them. But there's a really weird dichotomy between the first week and the second week of the expansion concerning the mythic versions of all of the dungeons. So the heroics are fine as they are. I'm happy with those, and the normals were fine. But the mythics are supposed to be a challenge in my mind, even though they're mythic +0 because the mythic keystones are not out yet. Is that next Wednesday? Might be next Wednesday. No, it's along with the raid, so it's the first week of September as well. What is there next Wednesday? I don't think there's anything. Got to do this for another week. Well, I'm not sure I'm happy with that. Anyway, I would like to find some more dramatic lectures here. Hello? So the mythic dungeons in the first week of the expansion, which were new for everybody, obviously, were really, really hard. So I went with mostly guildies, tried to complete them, work together, talk about mechanics and what bosses were doing. You know, find some way to get through them. Which we did, and I completed 9 out of 10, as I said. But the second week, when we were all geared up, basically, some of them were just not that challenging anymore. They had become faithful at that point, which is a bit disappointing. And I suppose that's because I should be doing Mythic Plus at this point, which I'm not. Because I can't, because they're not out yet. Also, some dungeons are harder than others. And while I don't think it's that strange that dungeons have different difficulty levels per se, it was weird that I have done a mythic dungeon in week 1 called the Underworld, which is in the zone. It's this one. Which caused us to do that mythic for maybe 2 hours. We had 2 hours of like wiping, trying again, trying again. It was such a hard dungeon, and not just the bosses were hard, the trash mobs were really, really hard. Even though we were experienced raiders, experienced dungeoneers, we knew what we were doing, we have been playing World of Warcraft before. For some reason those dungeons were just really hard. It seemed as if we were under-geared, even though we couldn't be because we tried to do them at the proper item level average, which is about 325. So it was really a really weird place to be. So the Underworld is an example of a dungeon that was too hard in my opinion, and maybe still is, at least for new people. And on Heroic it isn't actually that much different, so it might actually be a bit too hard for Heroic as well. But I have heard that it has been nerfed ever so slightly, but maybe not enough. Well, some of the other dungeons, namely the 2 attunement dungeons, so King's Rest and Siege of Morales, were just not hard at all. And that's such a weird thing. You would expect dungeons to be of a certain difficulty level regardless. But that has not been the case. So if you're trying to... My advice would be, if you're playing World of Warcraft and you have just leveled up to 120 and you're looking for gear, looking for dungeons to do to get some gear, I would advise you not to do Azeroth. That's basically the state of things. You shouldn't be doing Azeroth because it's too hard. You should do it when you're geared up a little. And there are other dungeons, namely the achievement dungeons, that you should be doing because they're easier. Also Freehold, which is a regular dungeon, which is here. With regard to sound, in the south here. I have a world dungeon quest for it apparently. It's here. Freehold was face roll, even in the first week. Very, very odd.
Only they were using the power to heal Azeroth instead of hurt her. Good work,
Okay, so
champion.
that's that one done. We're getting through them. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to level up a reputation faction at this point. Perhaps not today. So, no need to hype for that. But you see my Art of Azeroth is steadily going up. Like at the start of the stream I said I needed 4,000 whatever artifact power, now I only need 3,000, so we're getting there. Level 19 is on the horizon and very likely to get today. Which makes me glad. That means I'm a little bit ahead of the curve, I think, because I think the developer said that you should expect to be at level 18 at the end of this week. So I'm a little ahead of the curve. I can slack a little if I want. Not right now. I must say, if you're on Daggerspine, or any of the connected realms to Daggerspine, I do advise you to join this guild. It's not, I'm not guild advertising or anything, it's just, this guild is so full of genuinely nice people. I mean, I'm just looking at World Chat, at Guild Chat here, and Guild Chat is about people trying to share resources, to do crafting, to give each other the stuff they need to get their sockets and stuff. And enchantments. It's just very nice. And while I have seen this before, because I have been a guild master in the past, so I have seen people being nice to each other before in my own creative guild environments. It's very good to see it in somebody else's. I thought this was the person. Hello? Oh dear. This is a bit wasteful. Hello? Is this the one? Yes. So you can't, what I'm doing here, pulling a pack and just heading for the boss, this is impossible when you're a fresh 120. But because I've geared this much, I don't really need to care. Oh dear. Okay, so this world quest is done. Only one left. So one of my guildies is saying that they can't put stuff in the guild back. And it's someone I know from one of my own guilds. So it seems like he's thinking that I'm the guild master still, which I'm not. On purpose, I might add. People are saying that I can do witchcraft. I can't do witchcraft. What the hell is this about? So this is the last world quest in the zone, and then we're going off to Voldoon, and once we've done Voldoon we're going to Kaltras and do those there. Then we'll complete the emissary cache, which will reward bonus reputation in the Honor-bound faction, which is my highest faction at this point. It's revered 10k out of 21k to revered. There were really strange bugs this expansion.
The Alliance is plotting something nearby. End them. Make them fear the Zandalari Empire.
One of the really weird things that were going on was that there were quests in the game that did not reward reputation, the proper amount of reputation to Horde players. For some reason it was not the case for Alliance players. So what happened was that as a Horde player playing this expansion, I was just going around doing the quests, going through the motions of a new expansion, trying to complete everything. And for some odd reason, I had done those quests and I didn't get reputation, which I noticed, but I thought, well, I'm getting artifact power for it, so it's fine. And I was supposed to gain reputation for it. And that made me lose 4.5k rep in total. And a few days ago they hotfixed this. But instead of giving me a rep token to just instantly gain the amount I didn't get, I had to do all of the quests again. Which resulted in me getting the reward, the proper reward, which was reputation, along with the regular reward, which I got anyway. So now Horde players that are in my situation are ahead of Alliance players in terms of artifact power. But don't tell them that, okay? So this is sort of a PvP-ish world quest where you need to kill alliance dudes. There have been other bugs that I've encountered, such as world quests not completing, very minor things. But most things did work. I haven't had trouble in dungeons and stuff, which is the most important. Okay, there we go. All of this gear is just irrelevant for me at this point. It's very, very unlikely that I'm going to find any gear from World Quest that is actually relevant for me. Where's the Fire Master? Oh, hello.
What's up?
So, this whole faction war thing isn't really getting anywhere at this point. Though for my own involvement and immersion into the game, I'm probably going to do a little bit of PvP this expansion. That's what I have planned anyway. So I'm really interested in hearing about what patch 8.1 is about, but there just haven't been any announcements about the topic. I mean, there has been Gamescom, where they have screened Warbringers Ashara, which has been in a really weird place. I've been missing it. I expected it to be broadcast at the same time as the expansion went live on the Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday-ish. But they haven't. Instead, it's today. No, yesterday. Yesterday? I think so. So that was interesting, and it was probably the highlight of Gamescom on Blizzard's side. But overall, there has been a lot of information about what is going to happen with the game in the coming months. So this is Voldoom. At least in my guild, people agree that this zone is really, really bad to quest in. It's a lot easier if you're a lower level. So if you choose this zone to level in as your first zone or maybe your second one, then it's alright. But if you reach 120 in this zone, which I have, so it's my third zone, it's horrendous. There are a lot of side quests, there's a lot of boss quality mobs in here that are just... When you've just reached level 120, you can basically not handle these anymore. people in Guild Chat are talking about that the next reset this Wednesday is going to contain basically nothing of note. It's just the same stuff as this week. So this expansion does have a artifact knowledge-ish system, same as Legion, so you can level up your Heart of Azeroth a lot easier, which is a sort of catch-up mechanic for alts and people who have joined later on. Which is obviously not me or my guild for the most part. I mean, there are 62 people online in my guild, so most of these people have been playing this expansion for a few days at this point. It's a very active guild. People are running dungeons basically constantly. But the catch-up mechanic is that every week, I would expect, the level requirement for every artifact level is going down by 30%. So, if I were to stop right now with leveling my Heart of Azeroth, and I would log in next Wednesday after the reset, I would instantly gain the next level. So the bit of AP I'm farming at this point will be irrelevant next reset. Just a bit demotivating now that I think about it, but that's not. But yeah, that goes for every level, so for the next level it's also 30% less. And I think, if I understood it correctly, this catch-up mechanic will continue for every week there is. So the week after next Wednesday, the requirement will go down 30% again. But that's when the raids launch. I'm thinking about where I'm going to be when the raids launch, which is September 4th. I'm not sure where I will end up, because I need level 25, I'm currently level 18, I will get 19, and when the reset is this week I will probably be very close to 20. With the catch mechanic in place I will be very close to 20, if not over.
What did you bring me?
Then I have 1 week to get 25, which is impossible. Well, that's a strange place to be in. Okay, I'll need to have a chat with the raid leader about that, because that's not possible for anyone. Strange. I'm going to ask Guild Chat.
The faithless are distracted. Rain death down upon them from the skies.
What am I doing here? More AP. Is it this guy? No. Oh dear, this is a bad place. Why am I here? This is not where I need to be. Oh dear. I will literally die on this hill. Maybe so slow. Hey, Bronzomdi. How are you doing?
Let me guess. You got in over your head?
Indeed I did. You're a very funny man. And he's by the way a very cool guy. I really like him. I think I took a wrong turn somewhere, but then again I don't really have enough experience with what quests at this point. This is not where I was. Was I? Oh. This is confusing. Here?
The faithless
Yes.
are distracted. Rain death down upon them from the skies.
I'm not quite sure where to go, but at least not here, so I'm heading back.
Are distracted. Rain death
These are snake people, by the way. Yep.
from the skies.
Snakes. And at this time, not an allied race. So the Volpera are. I don't think... Have they been on screen at this point? I'll show you Volpera if I find one. Go up. Up, up, up. Right. So overall, I think Battle for Azeroth is at this point, for me, it feels a bit mediocre. There's nothing special about it. It's basically just Legion, once again. Some additions don't feel really required for this expansion, such as the way artifacts are considered, and oh dear, the addition of world quests, which are basically the same. It doesn't really feel very original. I feel like playing this expansion, I feel like I'm missing something. As if there is a bit of content that I've missed that I would really enjoy doing, but somehow I've overlooked. And it just isn't there. Now, I must admit that this is the second week of the expansion, and a lot of stuff isn't out yet. The first raid isn't out yet, the warfronts aren't out yet. So maybe those two are the things I'm looking for, and when that is out, the game is in a much better place. But raids are a box standard thing for a WoW expansion, and warfronts are new, so I'm really hoping that that is the thing I'm looking for. But I've heard conflicting reports from alpha players about how good it is, so it scares me. In case you were wondering, by the way, hello. I'm Freepy. I play games, and for some reason I got into this WoW hole. Even though my other streams have been very hardcore strategy games, such as Europa Universalis. Well, I suppose you guys do have the experience of me playing Lord of the Rings Online, which I will most certainly come back to. And also Europa Universalis, don't worry about that. But I'm just in a WoW hole right now, okay guys? Just... what do you want me to do? I just like this game at this point, and I'm only going to stream games that I like. So, even though it's in the back of my head that I really want to continue the Scotland game for Europa Universalis, and I want to maybe start a game with Crusader Kings, and the Lotro game should continue, and I don't know. Those are games that I really enjoy playing when I'm burnt out of WoW. And I'm not burnt out yet, so I need to go through whatever I need to go through to get to be done with WoW again. This is always the case when expansion comes out, so get used to this. And basically, even though I would like my stream to have some regular games on there, at the same time my streams are basically whatever game I'm into playing. And since this is a game I'm into playing right now, I'm just going to play this. Even though these world quests and which are basically dailies are pretty boring. But it's nice to voice my opinion on the expansion, I guess. Which I was doing, I think. I was talking about my idea of the expansion overall. About which I would like to add that at this point I would give it a 6.5 out of 10, I guess. That's about where I'm at. It feels slightly better than Warlords of Draenor, which isn't very hard to do. It feels... It even feels worse than Cataclysm. To me. Because Cataclysm had some originality in the zone, which I'm missing. I don't know why, to be honest. Because the zones are really pretty. Also, they do have some lore behind them, which Cataclysm zones did as well. Okay, I'm a weird person, right? I like Vashj'ir. I know most people don't like underwater zones. I did. And I would really like another underwater zone. So, maybe if Ashara does something and floods places or whatever, or we need to go swim down to where she is, maybe there's a chance that there will be an underwater zone, which will make me a lot happier. Considering the zones. Yeah, so... is it really weird? Is it really as bad as Cataclysm? I don't think the raid content and the general story of the expansion itself will be as bad as Cataclysm. But at this point, it is as bad as Cataclysm. In my mind. Oh dear. I'm really sorry. So I'm done with all the world quests in Zemanar. So I'm going back to the boat where I started the stream. And then I'm going to over to Culturas and do the world quests there. Luckily I have a Hearthstone. At the harbor. I would very much like to show you guys a dungeon, by the way. But the problem is that I've done them all. I suppose I could do a heroic. Maybe I should queue for one. I wouldn't get anything out of it, so it would be purely for view purposes, but I don't really mind. Okay, so let's do that then. So I will be doing the world quests in Cultras, and I will also do the we'll do a heroic. That seems reasonable. I don't think any of my missions are done yet. Well, one is in 50 minutes. How my reputation's doing. This is getting nowhere. We haven't seen any other turtle-ish world quest.
Leave me.
Probably Cultras has you. I must admit that I like the zones in Cultras a little bit more. I don't really like the... I like the jungle of Zuldazar. I don't really like the swampy, marshy place that Nazmir is. And Voldoon is basically desert, which does look amazing, I should say. It's the best executed desert I've seen in any game I've played, at least. But the quest content in it was dreadful. Voldoon is a terrible place to be. Okay, so all these quests are highlighted, which means that they are contributing to this emissary cache. So I need to complete 4 of them to get this, which will grant me 600 artifact power. Which is actually not true, that's the reward. But doing the any emissary grants you 400 artifact power, so this emissary cache in total will award me with 1000. Which will be nearly enough to push me over the next level. I see a Tortolan one, but it's another memory game. So that's a bit sad. We shall see. What? I'm not really a person that is interested in transmogs. So I don't really understand people who hunt transmogs. I might do it at one point, but certainly not now. Oh dear. Oh god. Oh. You didn't see that. All is good. Also, there's a real lack of bronze zombie in this place. God, this is sad. I'm really sorry. So I've died twice, right? This death is just we ignore this death. But the last death was because it took a wrong turn and ran into a load of mobs on my way towards a world quest. Both of those could be avoided, but when I was leveling I died like so many times. I've made real friends with one Sunny. He really likes me, I think. I like him as well. So that's good. Interesting place. Where's my corpse? Hello? Don't tell me to jump down. I've really beansed it, guys. Wow. So I sort of jumped off the cliff and clicked on my goblin glider, but then I hit the ground again, so the glider went away, but I continued on moving forward. So without the glider, I just fell down. Yep. Well done, me. Well done. So this zone, Trustfar, yeah, has like a theme going of like witchcraft, and there are wickermans everywhere. It's pretty interesting. And the dungeon, this one, Warcraft Manor, is a freaking ghost manor house with scary things in. Which is always good. I was missing that in my WoW life.
I've collected many things over the years. See if you can match them.
Hello.
I believe we should trade with people of all races and creeds, except the Naga. Horrible creatures.
So, I don't know who the voice actor of the Tortolan is. The Tolan males. Are they female Tortolan? I'm not quite sure. But I really like the voice actor for this.
Someone young, a working back, and a willingness to do battle with the forces of evil. For profit, of course. Blah, blah, blah. Get on with it.
I mean,
Underestimate the value
it's just really cool, the things that guys say.
more than 2 centuries old.
In my opinion. What am I doing? I'm doing this again, am I? It's that one. I did try to remind myself what I've been seeing, but doing like 3 of these memory games a day just makes it a bit confusing. I'm not doing this perfect and stuff. I'm really sorry. I don't really want to be doing this anyway. You know. So I do want to get done with this as fast as possible, but you know. I don't want to commit my brain to this stuff. Oh yeah, a really cool thing about gaining reputation with the Honor Bound as Horde and with the 7th Legion as Alliance. Oh, pardon me. Is that you can get additional bases in enemy zones. So Kotras is basically the enemy zone for me as a Horde player. But I do have flight paths here. Some of these I've unlocked through the war campaign. And some of these I have been unlocking myself through the command board with special missions that I can only do once I have certain rep with the Honor Bound, which gave me additional flight points and also sometimes a few quests. So, for instance, this flight point here wasn't available to me like last week. So if I wanted to do this quest, I had to go here and walk all the way around, like over the mountains and stuff, which is really annoying, and there are a lot of mobs here. But now I can head here, do this world quest, head back, and then use this flight path, and just go here and go and do these 2 from this point. There's also one here that I unlock later on. It's pretty cool.
Some earth elementals have been infused with Azerite and are going crazy. Put them down and absorb their Azerite.
Oh, okay. I need to go with a quick break. I've been going for 1.5 hours, so I'll be right back. And then we'll continue on and do the rest of this. So don't worry, I won't play anything else.
Hello, welcome back. So we're just going to continue on with doing the world quests in Kotras. I had promised you guys to do an heroic dungeon, so that's what I will be doing. In a moment. So thanks for sticking around during the break. Really? Are you sure you want to pull that? Alright. Allow me to help. Somebody in chat is asking about the reset wanted quest with the reputation and stuff. And there were it's a bit confusing about which wanted quests have been reset for Horde and which ones have not. So Gildy is asking what exactly is going on, and I really have trouble answering the question because I'm not quite sure either. This world quest is pretty slow. I must say that these world quests, these Azeroth world quests, are probably my favorite as of right now. Because they are actually significant for the plot of the expansion, whereas all the other ones are just irrelevant. Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm trying to help Sanctuary of the Devotee. Did I? Jeez, I'm getting distracted. So normally I would stream for like 1.5 hours and then quit. But because I've been away for quite a while and because I haven't shown you everything I wanted to show you, I'm just going to continue on until it's all done. So there might be probably about 2.5 hours in total. So it's an hour from now that I will be done with the stream. So I hope you've got yourself something to drink.
It's a shame that Azeroth is driving the elements out of control. More reason for us to be putting an end to this.
Oh wait, I said I would go back. Either way, I'm glad to be back to streaming. I've been thinking about doing this for a while, but couldn't really find the time amongst all the other things I've been doing. Which has not just been WoW, I might add. I have done other things besides WoW. I promise! What do you guys think? Am I going to get level 19 on stream? For my Heart of Azeroth. I need 2,000 artifact power. There is nothing here anymore. There's nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing! Wow. I don't think it's gonna happen on stream, guys. For some weird reason, there's just... Thanks for that. There are no more AP world quests today.
Traveler.
I am quite flabbergasted by that. I mean, killing a boss in the outside world is like 35 AP, I think. I need to do about 4 of those. That's not really enough.
My scouts report a dire foe nearby. Kill
Talking about camera
whatever
angle.
it is, before it can become a real danger. Members of your horde will be pleased to know you have
47.
dealt this
It's a lot more. I think that's because I got the Azeroth research thingy with Atric. That's good. Need to get over there. Just head through here, I suppose. Even though it's a scary place. The quest line in the war campaign, which is basically about attacking Kaltras as Horde. I'm not quite sure what the Alliance war campaign is about. I have to read up on that. The Horde war campaign is really interesting. I won't spoil it for you, but the last 2 quests are really quite interesting, lore-wise.
Let her down.
Also, there's a distinct lack of Sylvanas this expansion. I mean, it has been... She has been there very prominently in the pre-patch event, but during this expansion it's just been Nathanas, her boyfriend. Which I'm probably not allowed to call boyfriend, but it's her boyfriend nonetheless. Perhaps we should do an Idle expedition to get some more artifact power. Maybe get the level. And it will allow me to also show you guys what that is about. Also, I should start queuing, I think. So the one I want to do is Freehold, because I get a world quest reward for that. I'm just going to queue it for normal and heroic. That would take 20 minutes. Good times are rather long for dungeons at the moment. Island expeditions are really quick, less than a minute queue time. What's this here? Hello? Ouch. I should have waited for my infernal. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. What's with ensorcelled hairs? Why are the hairs ensorcelled? What a weird thing. Rather kill the larger creatures. In case you guys were wondering about my personal history playing WoW, I've been playing this character, this Warlock, since Cataclysm. I've been playing World of Warcraft since Wrath of the Lich King, roughly. My first ever character was a Night Elf Druid, I think. I really enjoyed Night Elves. And after playing Warcraft 3, I enjoyed them even more. It's really quite interesting what they did with the race after... What's this? Basically since then. Can I get... Hello? I wanna talk about that, thank you. So yeah, it was a bit strange for me to be complicit in the burning of Teldrassil, but, you know... I guess I am Horde after all. By the way, the entire... I'm still not really over Sylvanas burning Teldrassil. I think it's still a very strange thing to happen. So I got 1k AP from the emissary cache. I get nothing from world quests. I get a little bit from random mobs and dungeons. Gotta be close. Gotta be very close. But that's fine. Jeez. I need even more. What shall I destroy next? There's nothing. This guy. I've been the class leader for Warlock for 2 expansions, so I do know my Warlock.
Our campaign continues.
Though I haven't touched any of the other specs this expansion specifically. I decided upon playing as Destruction because, well, that's my thing. I enjoy Destruction the most. It's the spec I enjoy most. But I don't think I'm really required. Like within the guild, to be a class leader, sorts, to have initiate warlocks and train them. So it's all good. But I do know how warlocks operate, and I think I've got the rotation down for this expansion. But you know how it is, streaming and talking and trying to concentrate on the game at the same time. So we're heading into Tirgard Sound now, to the main Horde encampment. Tirgard Sound is one of the other zones here. Quite a pretty one, I might add. It's is this the one with the mills everywhere? Is that Trust? Not sure. Like as a Horde player, you just don't really get to experience these zones in any other way than world quests. Basically, there is the war campaign here, and yes, you do some stuff here, but nothing as involved as just questing through the zone. So I don't really know that much about these places stuff.
Protect our extractor. We need that Azerite.
I'm not getting FPS lag while standing near this thing. Weird. See that? And I'm like this, I get like FPS drops to 15. Also I'm getting stream borders. Oh dear. Careful now, stream doesn't like you standing near the Azeroth extractor. Well then. I do need to help the Horde after all. This is quite an easy world quest. Just by standing here you're getting progression. And if you kill mobs you get even more. This awards war resources, which I haven't really talked about, but basically that's just currency with which you do your mission table stuff, you know, send your champions along. So I have had between 1k and 2k of this stuff ever since the expansion launched. It's not really that hard to get. And it's pretty easy to spend. But I've never had the problem that I had too little. Sometimes a really big elemental spawns here. But not today. This one. I think I could get. Thought there was a road here. It says there's a road up here. I think it's this one. Okay. So then I can take the flight path here, then do this one, teleport to a random flight master, and then go here, do this one. This is the dungeon I will be doing, so then I will get this. And then we shall head into Stormsong Valley. We have a plan. No, that's not part of the plan.
Be good.
Stunning all the mobs.
What is it?
Not part of the plan.
Dark Lady.
Hopefully we're going to get that dungeon done. I would like to. I'm gonna do it anyway, even if it's not on stream, so I might as well do it on stream. I mean, it's part of the daily routine, so yeah. Sorry about that, I pressed my Windows key. That was really weird. Okay. Before you ask, I don't have the amount of box of water, so I have to rely on potions for this. It's really sad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where are we going? Was it here? Yeah, so there's this really weird thing. There's a dungeon here called Tol Dagor. But to get there, there's no boat there. For a horde player at least. So if you want to get there to do the mythic dungeon, for example, to get to the summoning stone is on the island itself, you need to walk there. So you need to walk off the map. You need to walk to here, basically. So you need to be able to walk on water or swim really fast. I don't know, but yeah. What? Hello? Hello? What are you doing down here? It's an undead guy because, you know, my boat sank and hundreds of men went in the water. Sharks showed up within the hour. Small sharks, big sharks, angry sharks. We fought against them as best we could. But when you get looked at right in the eye by a shark and see those lifeless black eyes, they don't even seem to be living until they come and bite you. Then the ocean turns red. Things get darker. Within moments, a man gets torn to pieces. Probably lost half the men by the end of the first night. There were 1,000 sharks if there were 10. What? There were 1,000 sharks if there were 10. Eventually rescue came, maybe 5 days later. Almost was too late. 316 men went in the drink. 7 came out. Sharks took the rest. Enough talk. Wanna battle some sharks? Sure, dude. Sounds rough. I forgot to heal my pets. Maybe I'll be fine? Wow, what the hell was that? This guy's almost dead as well. I may have chosen poorly. That's not the button I pressed. Well, it probably was, but... oh dear. I fucked up! I'm not quite sure if we can do this. Maybe if I healed all the guys up. I'm up for trying. This attack would probably matter. Sure. Okay, so apparently it's time for the dungeon. Hope you guys are ready. I will heal my pets now. I won't forget later. And I will put my tonk in first. Come on!
I'm waiting here. Well then. We're looking for a healer. Okay, fine. Yeah. It's always annoying to queue for dungeons and do pet battles at the same time. You shouldn't really do this. But I couldn't really... There was nothing I could do about that. So, Freehold. It's a place for pirates. And it's a shit easy dungeon. Hopefully.
Pirates have a habit of splitting their coins up in eighths. Might be lucky if you collect 8 pieces for yourself. Should be plenty of loose treasure around here.
So basically during this first bit of trash, you kill trash and don't stand and stuff. And there's a guy flying overhead sometimes. I don't know where he is. And he drops shit on the ground as well, which you should be standing in. Like that. He's up here somewhere. Did you see that? That was the guy. There he is. Good action. That's a big stack. So mythic this look like, basically. Well, in week 1, not this week. In past expansions I used to be a leader. So I know my shit concerning mechanics and stuff. So in case you're interested in the information, I will give a brief tactics talk during the boss. I might as well. I mean, I'm here anyway. But if you haven't done these dungeons yourself, or haven't done them on Mythic, I'll talk to you about them. Hopefully it'll help. So this is the first boss. It's the guy that was flying. So he'll come down. No. Apparently this trash bag needs to die, otherwise the boss won't spawn. I never evaded this trash bag before. So this guy is called Captain Strag. Crag even. He's mounted, but he will dismount at 75%. He does an Azeroth powder shot, and you can actually heal yourself. He drops stuff that heals you.
Beware.
Don't stand in that. So he does a charge that you should be standing in, pretty standard. Now his bird is going to fly over sometimes. Why did the time warp here? Bugs.
Beware.
I mean, I'm not quite sure if he does anything else. I don't think so. It was this is easy in week 1. Doing mythics. That guy doesn't really do anything. So yeah. The second boss is a little bit more interesting. It's the Council of Captains. In case you didn't notice, this is basically a Pirates of the Caribbean themed dungeon. Very loosely though. So, I should be picking something up here. Oh, somebody else has. We're messing the trash bags up after slacking. This is a bit annoying. Now we need to kill a mule. Sad. Okay, so that's one of the pieces of 8. So there are 7 more. This bit on the bridge seems quite easy, but it isn't. So on the bridge there won't be anything, but after the bridge there's a pack. On Mythic at least.
I heard the captain.
Okay, fine.
If we get into that gathering, we cut off all the heads from this Hydra at once.
Oh dear.
Even fish drink like the field rats. Keep up with this, Captain, you do the real work.
Yeah, that's what I do. So they fling you up in the air. If you got that blight, that the blue, whatever that is, on anything. So if you're on the bridge and your tank is a bit, well, he tanks and he walks back basically because he's worried, then you're in trouble on the bridge. I think this is a full para, by the way. Ooh. These little fox dudes, those are full para. They live in Voldoon. They are sort of scavengers. Pardon me. What else? And they were going to become a horde race, I believe. A horde allied race. But literally everybody I've spoken to just isn't really interested in it. I much prefer those snake guys. Those are militaristic and devious and seems more horde-like. Oh yeah, you're obligated to talk to this guy because you get drunk. And, you know, doing a dungeon while having this effect on is a lot of fun. Oh, people are helping. Thanks, guys. Try to get to this piece of cake, you know. Oh, I've prepared. I've pulled stuff. This what quests make you pull stuff you otherwise wouldn't be pulling. Whoa, okay. How dead am I? Very. Try to soulstone the tank. Nope. Oh, guys, are we really going to kick the tank here? I'm not really a fan of vote kicking people that quickly. It's just those packs. We're pulling too many packs for the tank to handle this. I think that's the problem, not necessarily the skill of the tank. Look, done. So we need to get drunk again. Oh, people are salty. This is, by the way, one of the reasons why I like doing that with guild people. I've got like, we've got a voice chat channel and we just talk to each other that way. Instead of this thing where you just get random people and they get annoyed. Nope. Why me? Oh. I don't know what that was about. Are we heading down there? Okay. You should appreciate the music, by the way. I will keep my mouth shut for a moment. Now this is bad. Wiping on a boss. Luckily the healer is keeping him up. So this boss is split into multiple mobs. So there are like you see the model? There are like 3 mobs. You need to kill all of them. Sometimes they put you inside a barrel, and then you need to free them from the barrel. And basically, you don't need to. You should be standing in shit. What else is there? So it's standard stuff. Standard dungeon stuff. Of course they pull the pack. I'm getting my pieces, by the way. The other people are getting them. I didn't really mind. Okay, are we ready? What? Hello? Did we get it? Oh, guys, should we kill the boss? That's true. You should do it drunk. Okay, I did it. What is going on? Hello? What are they doing? I'm trying to helping, but what's going on? Can someone explain what is going on? I'm not drunk anymore. Casual alcoholism in games, by the way. You know. Are we ready? Where are we going? This is very strange. Pretty sure I have got this before. Not quite sure what this is about. Well done, guys. So as far as I know, you need to, for this boss, you need to get one of them to leave. Drink. And talk to people. That's actually quite funny. Anyway. Here we go.
Your stone will be excellent target practice.
Let's put your steel to the test. I'm done. Burn up, scallywag!
Are we pulling them in? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me help them. So I've been doing, so I've been playing World of Warcraft since Cataclysm. I've been doing the dungeon, the raids, and that stuff since then on this character. So I've seen a lot of mechanics, and I have been a raid leader during World of Draenor. I've been guild leader during that time as well. So I've been. I know what's important in raids to be successful. So yeah, doing dungeons and stuff. I'm used to teamwork and avoiding standing and stuff, the standard stuff. So to me, it feels like something that's normal, but to other people it isn't. Especially random cards, like the average player, I don't think always follows the mechanics that well. That's what heroics are for. To be a gateway into an easy gateway into understanding what the mechanics are for a certain thing. But for some reason, these guys manage to make it quite hard for themselves. I mean, why do you pull this many mobs? So when we were doing Mythic, we would make sure that we would pull only the Etin, for example, because these packs are just too strong. So the next boss is actually quite funny. There we go. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I do have deadly boss mods and TFO as add-ons for the game to help me understand what the boss does. And, there are a lot of abilities to keep in mind, even if you've done them before. So the next boss has a lot of RP, which is not that interesting, but I will stay quiet for the duration.
Gather round and place your bets. We got a new set of competitors. Take it away, Gerthok and Woden.
That's your cue, landlubbers.
Ouch! Why'd you poke me? Oh, wake up, Woden. We're on.
Come on, say the things! Say the things!
Ouch! Okay. Gather round for a show of unbridled ferocity. Coming to you from parts unknown. The mysterious, the dangerous, the slightly unkempt, the band of smelly buccaneers. And entering the ring, we have the amazing, the incredible, the magnificent, the... What? Really? Is it greased up pig?
So it's really quite funny that the boss fight starts with this pig called Lightning. You need to catch the pig, you need to right click the pig. That's the boss. I want him as a pet. Oh, I got it.
Well, look at that. They caught a pig. Maybe we should move on to a more threatening challenge. From the sewers of Freehold comes a Tortolan brigand who makes it his duty to eternally hurt you. He is the dynamo of defense, the sergeant of shell shock, the hellion in a half shell, Ludwig!
So basically, the pig is the first part, sort of the boss fight, and this is the second part. And there's a third part as well. I don't know, okay. But I do like the pig. But I'm sure that when I've done this dungeon for the upkeep time, I'm going to be rather bored by it. But for now I like it. I mean, this guy throws shells around that he shouldn't be standing in, that's all he does.
Ludwig goes down! What a fight! These smelly buccaneers are resilient, and they better be, because their next challenger is the epitome of brutality! A champion that sleeps with the fishes! Literally! The Freehold fanatic! The master of the jagged jawbone jab! The powerful pugilist predator! Trothak the Shark Puncher!
And because all of these three bosses only have one mechanic, it's rather easy to complete. Alright, this guy throws fish around. I think this is the hardest one. His mechanic is that he throws fish around. So there's a fish, and the fish follows you. And if you stand too close to it, you're going to die. So don't stand near the fish, that's it. And on Mythic they move a lot faster, so it's a lot harder. But on Heroic it seems it's fine.
Run away, little girl. Run away.
Okay, that's that done. Yeah, so that boss is arguably the easiest one. Never wiped on it, I think. So we're on towards the last boss now. And we need one piece of 8 and the last boss, and then we're done. Uh-oh. Is that gonna die now? At least the healer is decent. I don't know about the rest. There's a fate here. I don't know what they look like. I haven't collected one yet. I think the map set up. Let's see. No. Just somewhere. Oh, got it. Okay. We will never know. But that's fine. This boss is That's my pet actually. Oh dear. The tank is enough troubles on his own. Don't ninja pull this shit. Oh, my haste is really low. I have a trinket that sometimes increases my haste. This one. But it doesn't trigger this stuff. No, that's not the one actually. Sorry, it's an Azeroth trait. Yeah, this one. Overwhelming power.
Think you can stand against me, swine? Allow me to educate you.
So he has.
Beware.
Yeah. That's pretty hard to dodge, by the way, those blades. Even on Mythic. What is this Warlock?
Beware.
Can't see his item. I think he's popped some cooldowns or something. Mine are still on cooldown. Oh, well. So we join in the cooldown fun then.
Run away, little girl.
There we go. He does that. It's probably not good. Hey! I was first in DPS after all. It doesn't mean... well, I'm not quite sure what it means actually. Anyway, it's fine. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. Fine. Okay. So that was a Budfest of Dungeon, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I do quite enjoy doing the dungeons. Still. I would almost do a Mythic dungeon even though I'm locked out for all of them. No, that seems pretty bad. Alright, I was down here. That was fine for this, right? Wow, that was a hit. Oh, that's a little bit sad. I think I should do this. And then die. I was a little bit off there. These sharks are tougher than they seem. I'm on a boat. I mean, now my Romanius has to basically finish this, which he can't. And there's another shark. So this guy is a beast and an aquatic. So probably should make a new team which is strong against beasts. Yep. There. Beasts are weak against mechanical. I only have the one.
Right. It's not good. I should try basically anything else then. This one is pretty good. I think this should be alright though. Yeah. Don't really want to change this at all. I was a bit unlucky with being first and stuff. Maybe. So where does the massive shark attack come from? Swallow you whole, it's called, I think. When does he do that? He doesn't. Okay. I think I can get one hit on still. Maybe another? That's fine. This is a good time. This is going a lot better. It seems it was, at least in some part, the luck I had with the tonk. I'm surprised this isn't first. 341. He has 3 speed more. This is about the. This is my fastest pet, I think. I was expecting to be first here. Right. Now I'm first. He hits pretty hard. I think I'll win this. To get a stun off, maybe. Hello. Yeah, there we go. And done. Big deal, you beat me. I'm still stuck down here for eternity. At least I had a conversation today. You know, for an undead, you should be... I don't know. Come down up. Come down up. Come up with me. Follow me.
What do you need?
I got instant upgrades and a better pet to rare quality. Pretty nice. I'm saving these. So I'm pretty sure that if I was min-maxing, I should be finishing this instantly. So heading back to Zeldazar right now, and then put my champion on this mission instead for 145 AP. But jeez, it's not that much. This is Morales, by the way. This is the Alliance capital. Wow, music really cut out there. Where are we? I'm really surprised with how little AP there is today. Normally you get a lot more. I would expect 1,000 easily, but for some reason I won't get any. Oh, that's a tough call. Where are we going? Alright, this one. So, I think it was down.
Powerful
Yeah.
enemy near this location has proven problematic for our forces. I trust you know what must be done.
Indeed I do. Killed this guy probably 3 or 4 times by now. Did forget about the tanky bed, by the way. Because I have my talents set like this, I do a lot of AoE damage, which results in me often pulling more than I really bargained for. That was a problem while leveling, obviously not anymore. Really weird that this... I think this mob is bugged. For some reason he always does this. Yeah. Now I'm stuck here. Yeah. Oh, really? You dismount me in here? I was trying to get to a flight point because my whistle wasn't ready, but now it is, and I'm stuck in here. Oh dear. It's happening again. I'm sorry. So there's treasures like that in the world. They were a lot better when I was leveling than it is now. Now often it has like at most 10 war resources in them and a bit of gold. it's not all that impressive. So, we're done with this zone now, including the dungeon, so we're off to the last one, which is Stormsong Valley. I think we should start with this one, and then work left to right. Indeed, time is money. So, next zone, Stormsong Valley. Is this the zone with the mills in? Yes, look. I do like those mills. Quite a pretty zone. I've been thinking about rolling an alliance character just to experience these zones. I might. I mean, I'm done for... I'm basically ready for raiding at this point, so might as well. But I haven't really taken the time yet. I mean, I do this every day. Do this every day. As you can see, it takes a while. I mean, I've been live since 3 PM. Yo! Sorry about that. Unfortunately, I need to cut the stream short. Well, we've been going for like almost 3 hours at this point. So I will do the last few world quests as quickly as I can, and then afterwards I will leave you guys. And I'll do the remaining world quests on my own. I mean, it's more of the same, so you're not really missing anything. And then I probably won't show island expeditions. They take too long at this point. But I'm sure you've heard of them, and you can experience them yourself. My general opinion about island expeditions is that they are actually pretty fun. Yesterday evening I was done with my world quest and I decided to run a few just for the artifact power and for fun. And it genuinely was quite a lot of fun, really. So I will do the remaining of these world quests later on, off screen. But I will hand in this emissary quest for you guys to see. So I will head back real quick.
It is time for these little ones to be tested, so they can begin working towards their destiny. Encourage them to return to the Hall of Castes.
I don't know what this is about, but sure. So after you hand in your emissary quest at the relevant emissary vendor.
Greetings, traveler.
So this person also gives you the reputation locked items. So this will give me 1000 AP in total. The reward is 600 AP and I always get 400 AP, so the total will be 1000. Which means I need 800 more and then I will be level 19.
What has the wind brought?
It is also giving me 1500 rep with the faction, which is the honor bound. So the honor bound went up so slightly, but not enough. Basically, this is where you can buy the missions to unlock additional flight points, etc. So if you haven't done that, you should. They're not visible for me because I've done them all. So we'll put on the last mission and then I will be off. So basically a lot of rep, which is pretty nice. Right. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time, which is hopefully pretty soon. So see you soon. Bye bye.